So Frank, first quarter stats are out, and it looks like in line with spring, everything is coming up roses. The demand seems to be really, continuing to increase, and it's atypical for a first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. It was more than 11 million square feet of leasing activity. So that was not just a strong first quarter, that was the strongest first quarter that we had seen in more than a decade. And this was really being fed by opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of deal size. At the top end, 6 deals alone accounted for about 25% of the activity.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. That was James Street, that was the United Nations, that was Horizon Media, Universal Music Group. So those types of deals really were at the top end. On the bottom end, we had more than 300 leases under 15,000 square feet. So taken together, plus deals in the middle, that really drove the amount of demand we had. But in order to surpass 2019's leasing activity, which was about 43 million square feet, we're going to have to do this again every quarter for the rest of the year.
Always the positive note, but
realistic, I'll call
I
it.
think a lot of times I get the question, what is the trend? And New York is trendy already, but what are the trends? Are we seeing more tenants that are taking more space? Are they expanding? And to be honest, the question when I get that is that New York is really just not homogenous, as you've taught us. And it feels just more that New York is starting to just see a normalized level of demand.
I completely agree. You hit it right on the nose. You see pockets of the market in the first quarter where Grand Central, for instance, had the strongest leasing demand in Manhattan during the quarter. You had, once again, the leasing activity on the small end, where those deals under 15,000 square feet drove it. On the Class A, those Class A buildings accounted for more than 75% of first quarter leasing volume. Yet on Class B, that was very strong during the first quarter. The leasing activity in that pocket of the market was about 25% above the 10-year average. So, yeah, in a 400-year-old market that's never been defined by one single thing, it really depends on sort of where you're standing and what type of building you're standing in.
Yeah, last month we also talked about the potential impact on availability, and that availability could have gone up just because of all of the conversions that were taking buildings offline. But it looks like that actually was diluted by the demand that we saw this quarter.
Yeah, the market actually overcame it. We were, as you mentioned, we saw about an 8 million plus square foot drop off in the inventory since last year. So now we're about a 531 million square foot market. And buildings undergoing conversion were the main reason. Some adjustments in building size in a few areas. We added in some buildings like 525th Avenue, but net we're down about 8 million square feet. And with basically the available supply even tightening, we expected that you might see an increase in the availability rate because the denominator went down, and because demand was so strong, the market was able to overcome it. We still had lower availability in Midtown, Midtown South, downtown. You did see some pockets of the market where availability increased because of those conversions, but It was really restricted to areas of downtown, mainly the financial district.
Interesting. Well, the neighborhoods will continue to change, and we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you.